The morning sky over Seoul turned dark as massive ships appeared above the city. Commander Vexstar stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking down at the planet below. His blue skin gleamed under the ship's lights, and his 4 arms moved quickly. Across the control panels, "This will be easy," Vexstar told his officers. "The humans have weak weapons. They use metal bullets and simple explosives. We have plasma guns and energy shields. This planet will fall in one day." His soldiers laughed. They wore heavy armor that could stop any human weapon. Their guns could burn through steel walls. They had fought across 50 worlds and never lost. A battle down in Seoul, Captain Lee Taemin heard the alarm bells ring across the military base. He was a short man with kind eyes, but his hands were steady and his mind was sharp. He had trained for war his whole life, but never against aliens. From space, "Sir, we have incoming ships," said Sergeant Park Ji-ho, running into the command room. Ji-ho was young but brave, always ready to fight for his country. Tae-Min looked at the radar screen. 12 large ships hung in the air above the city. "Get everyone ready. Call Kim So-young and Choi Min-ki. We need our best people." Corporal Kim So-young was checking her rifle when the call came. She was known as the best shot in the unit. Her calm face never showed fear, even when danger was near. Private Choi Min-ki was cleaning his knife. He was small but quick, and he knew how to fight up close. The alien ships began to land in the city center. Vexstar's troops marched out in perfect lines. Their plasma weapons hummed with power. Their energy shields glowed bright blue around their bodies. Remember, Vexstar spoke to his soldiers through their helmet radios. "These humans are weak. They have no real technology. Stay in formation and use your superior weapons. This will be over quickly." But Taemin was not planning to fight the way the aliens expected. "Listen carefully," he told his team as they hid behind broken buildings. "Their weapons are strong, but they think we are stupid. They think we will stand and fight like soldiers in old wars. We will not do that." So-young looked through her scope at the alien soldiers. "Their armor is thick, but I can see gaps at the joints. The neck area looks weak too." "Good," said Taemin. "Ji-ho, do you still have those chemicals from the engineering building?" Ji-ho smiled and held up a bag. "Cleaning supplies, fertilizer, and some metal pieces, just like you asked." "Min-ki, are the tunnels ready?" The small private nodded. "I found 3 ways to move under the street. The aliens do not know about the old subway system." The first battle began when alien soldiers entered the shopping district. They walked in straight lines, their weapons ready, expecting humans to run or hide. Instead, they found empty streets. "Where are they?" asked one alien soldier, speaking in his own language. Suddenly, glass bottles filled with burning liquid flew from the building windows. The bottles broke on the alien shields, but the fire spread around the energy barriers. The aliens could not see clearly. "Stay calm," ordered the alien captain. "Use your sensors to find them." But Taemin had thought of this too. Min-ki had placed small mirrors and metal pieces all around the area. The alien sensors saw false signals everywhere. So-young took her shot from a window far away. Her bullet could not break the alien armor, but it hit exactly where she aimed, the small gap between the helmet and chest plate. The alien soldier fell. The other aliens turned toward the window, firing their plasma weapons. The building wall exploded, but So-young was already gone. She had moved through the building and was now behind them. Ji-ho lit his homemade bomb. It was not like military explosives. It was made from normal chemicals that anyone could buy. When it exploded, it did not hurt the aliens much, but it made a bright flash and a loud noise. More importantly, it sent out electrical waves that made their equipment stop working for a few seconds. In those few seconds, the alien shields went down. Min-ki appeared from a hole in the ground. He moved like a shadow, his knife finding the weak spots in alien armor. He cut the power cables on their weapons. He slashed at their legs where the armor was thin. The aliens tried to shoot him, but he was too fast and too close. Their long plasma rifles were hard to use when an enemy was right next to them. "Fall back," shouted the alien captain. "Reform the line." But there was no safe place to fall back to. Taemin's team was everywhere and nowhere. They appeared attacked and disappeared again. One alien soldier tried to call for help on his radio, but Ji-ho's electrical bomb had broken it. Another alien attempted to use his energy sword, but Young shot it from his hand before he could swing it. The aliens had trained to fight. Other aliens with similar weapons and tactics. They had never fought an enemy that used fire bottles, homemade bombs, and kitchen knives. These humans fight like animals. One alien soldier screamed as Minky appeared behind him again. "Worse than animals," said another. "Animals are predictable." Taman watched from his hiding spot as the alien soldiers backed away from the area. Their advanced weapons were useless when they could not see their targets clearly or when their equipment stopped working. "Sir," Jiho whispered, "they are leaving." "Let them go," Taman replied. "They will return with more soldiers and better plans. But now they know something important." "What is that, sir?" Taman smiled grimly. "They know that their weapons do not make them safe. They know that we can hurt them. And most important, they know that we will not fight the way they expect." As the alien soldiers returned to their ships, they were quiet and worried. They had lost 12 soldiers to an enemy that should have been easy to defeat, report demanded. Vexstar, when his captain returned, "Sir, the humans, ... They do not fight properly. They hide and use tricks. They make weapons from common items. When our shields failed, they attacked with knives and hand weapons. They are ... unpredictable." Vexstar. For Arms moved nervously. In 50 worlds, no enemy had ever made his soldiers sound afraid. Increase security. Send more troops. Use better sensors. "Yes, sir. But, sir, they turned our own weapons against us. When we could not see or hear properly, they were more dangerous than when we could. It was like they became stronger when our technology failed." That night, as Sol lay under alien ships, Taman and his team planned their next moves. They had learned something important, too. The aliens were strong, but they depended too much on their advanced weapons. "Tomorrow, we show them what humans can do with simple tools and smart thinking," Taman told his team. But they could not shake the feeling that their advanced technology might not be enough against an enemy that could turn anything into a weapon. Word count: 1,150 words. Commander Vexstar stood in his command room, staring at the map of Sol. Red dots showed where his soldiers had been attacked. There were too many red dots. "They are like smoke," he told his officers. "We see them, then they disappear. Our sensors find nothing. How can primitives hide from our technology?" His second-in-command, Captain Zulukar, pointed at the screen. "Sir, they seem to know our patrol routes. Every time we send troops to an area, the humans are already gone. Then we change." "Our strategy," Vexstar said, his 4 arms moving angrily. "Send flying drones to watch every street. Use heat sensors to find them underground. These humans cannot hide forever." But deep below Sol, in the old subway tunnels, Captain Lee Talman was meeting with new allies. The underground was dark and cold, but it was safe from alien sensors. Dr. Yunhana pushed her glasses up her nose as she studied alien weapon parts spread on a metal table. She was Sol's best military engineer, and her mind worked like a computer. "These alien guns work on a simple principle," she explained to the group gathered around her. "They create energy using special crystals, but the crystals need very specific electrical waves to work properly." Master Sergeant Jang Duhayan leaned forward. He was an older soldier with gray hair and many scars. He had fought in wars before, but never against aliens. "Can we stop these waves?" Hannah smiled. "Commander, then that, we can confuse them. I found that their technology uses the same frequency as old television broadcasts. If we modify some radio equipment, we can make their weapons think they are overheating." Meanwhile, Lieutenant Kim Vijin was leading her team through the city's drainage system. She was young but smart, and she could move through the tunnels. Like she was born there. Corporal Shin Woo-jin. "What do you see up there?" she whispered into her radio. Woo-jin was looking through a sewer grate at alien soldiers above. 6 aliens moving toward the market. They have new armor, but they walk the same way, always in straight lines. Private Lee Suben checked her homemade crossbow. She had built it from car parts and steel cables. Their new armor covers the neck area now, but I can see the joints at their knees. "Good," the Jin said. "Remember, we hit and run. Make them afraid to walk anywhere above ground." The alien patrol moved carefully through the empty streets. They had learned to watch the windows and doorways, but they still thought like soldiers from their own world. The first trap was simple. Subin had placed a small mirror at the end of the street. When sunlight hit it, the bright flash confused the alien's visual sensors for just a moment. In that moment, Wu Jin's crossbow bolt hit the lead alien's knee joint. The alien fell, and his energy shield flickered off. "Contact!" shouted an alien soldier. Humans at the south end. But when they turned their weapons toward the mirror, the humans were already gone. They had disappeared back into the sewers like ghosts. The wounded alien tried to stand, but his leg armor was damaged. "My movement system is not working," he told his captain through the radio. "Can you walk?" "No, sir." The primitive weapon broke something important. The alien captain felt cold fear in his stomach. How could a simple arrow break their advanced armor? Back in the tunnels, Master Sergeant Zhang Duhaiyan was teaching younger soldiers about the city's hidden places. Seoul has been here for hundreds of years, he told them. There are tunnels under tunnels, basements that connect to old bunkers. The aliens see our city from above, but they do not know what is below. Private Choi Min-ki raised his hand. "Sergeant, I found something interesting." Yesterday, he led the group to a large room filled with old machinery. "This used to be part of the subway electrical system. Dr. Hannah says we can use it." Hannah examined the old equipment with excitement. "Perfect. This can generate the electromagnetic pulses we need. If we connect it to the city's old cable system, we can send confusing signals anywhere we want." Corporal Kim So-young was setting up in a new sniper position when she saw something that made her smile. The aliens had changed their patrol patterns, but they still moved like they expected to fight other aliens. "They bunch together when they feel threatened," she said into her radio to Captain Taman. "When one gets hurt, the others gather around him. It makes them easy targets." "Do not shoot yet," Taman replied. "Wait for Hannah's signal." In her underground workshop, Hannah finished connecting the old subway equipment to a modified radio. Testing electromagnetic pulse in 3.2.1. Above ground, every alien weapon and sensor went dead for 10 seconds. The aliens looked at their equipment in panic. Their guns would not fire. Their radios made no sound. Their armor felt heavy and lifeless. In those 10 seconds, the humans struck. Everywhere at once, So-young's bullet found the gap in an alien's helmet. Wu Jin appeared from a storm drain and cut power cables with a sharp knife. Subin's crossbow bolts hit weak points in alien armor with perfect accuracy. Other human teams attacked across the city. They used swords made from car springs. They threw rocks with slings made from leather and rope. They fought with sticks and bottles and anything they could find. When the alien equipment started working again, 12 alien soldiers were down, and the humans had vanished once more. "Report?" Vexstar demanded when his soldiers returned to the ships. "Double quotes, sir. They can turn off our weapons. When our equipment stops working, they appear from everywhere. They use primitive tools, but they know exactly where to hit us. Impossible. Our technology is too advanced for primitives to understand. Sir, with respect, they do not need to understand it. They just need to break it, and they are very good at breaking things." That night, Vexstar called for reinforcements from the galactic fleet. "Send more ships," he told his commanders. "Humans are not what we expected." "Are they more advanced than our reports suggested?" asked Fleet Admiral Korthok. "No, sir. They are more primitive, but that makes them more dangerous, not less. They do not fight like civilized beings. They fight like ... like survivors." In the tunnels below Seoul, Taemin's teams celebrated their victories quietly. They had learned to use the city itself as a weapon. Every sewer, every basement, every forgotten tunnel was now part of their battle plan. "Tomorrow, we teach them about Korean ingenuity," Taemin told his soldiers. "We show them that humans do not need fancy weapons to win wars. We just need to be smarter than our enemies." Dr. Hannah worked through the night, building more devices to confuse alien technology. She had discovered that the more advanced the alien equipment was, the easier it was to break with simple electrical interference. As dawn approached, the aliens prepared for another day of hunting humans through the city. But the humans were no longer running, they were hunting too. The third week of fighting began with alien reinforcements arriving in Seoul. Commander Vexstar now had 300 soldiers instead of 100. He felt confident again. "These humans cannot hide from this many troops," he told his officers. "We will search every building, every tunnel, every hole in the ground. But Colonel Bae Sung-ho was ready for them. He had divided his human fighters into small groups all across the city. "They expect us to fight like an army," he told his team leaders in the subway. Meeting room. "Instead, we fight like many small armies. When they chase one group, 3 other groups attack them from behind." Sergeant Oh Min-young nodded. She was an expert in making enemies confused and scared. Her team included Private Nam Junesio, who was good at making fake targets, and Corporal Lim Yuri, who could make small lights look like big fires from far away. "Show me," said Colonel Bae Min-young, smiled, and pressed a button on her radio. Suddenly, sounds came from speakers, hidden all over the area. Footsteps, voices, and metal clanking echoed from different directions. "The aliens will think we have hundreds of soldiers," she explained, "but it is just recordings." Meanwhile, Captain Tammen was teaching his soldiers to use old weapons in new ways. They practiced with bows and arrows made from modern materials. They learned to throw spears with perfect accuracy. They studied sword fighting techniques from ancient Korean warriors. "Why are we learning these old ways?" asked Private Minky. "Because the aliens do not understand them," Taemin replied. "They know how to fight plasma guns and energy weapons, but they have never seen a human with a sword who knows how to use it properly." The next alien patrol entered the business district with confidence. They had new orders to stay close together and watch all directions, but Oh Min-young was ready for them. Her speakers began playing sounds of human soldiers moving through the buildings around the aliens. The aliens pointed their weapons at windows and doorways, expecting attacks from everywhere. While they were distracted by fake sounds, the real attack came from below. Minky appeared from a storm drain directly under the alien formation. He carried a spear made from a steel pipe with a sharp kitchen knife tied to the end. The spear went through the gap in an alien's armor at the hip. The alien fell, and Minky disappeared back into the drain before the others could react. Watch the ground. But now Yuri's lights began flashing from building windows. The aliens turned toward the lights, thinking they were muzzle flashes from human guns. So-young took her shot from a completely different building. Her bullet hit an alien in the small space between his helmet and shoulder armor. Another alien. "Down, they are playing with us," said the alien captain into his radio. "Stay calm," replied Vexstar. "Use your training." "Sir, our training does not work against enemies who fight like this. They use sounds to trick us, lights to confuse us, and weapons that should not be dangerous, making it heavy and slow." Lieutenant Duggan appeared with a sword made from a car's leaf spring. It was sharp and flexible, and she knew exactly where to strike. The alien's plasma rifle was too big and slow to stop her quick attacks. By the end of the day, the alien patrol had lost 8 soldiers to weapons that their computers said were primitive and ineffective. "How can a metal stick be more dangerous than a plasma rifle?" asked one surviving alien soldier. "It is not the stick," replied his captain. "It is the human holding it." That night, Vexter called an emergency meeting. "These humans are not fighting like any species we have encountered before. They seem to become more dangerous when we take away their advanced tools. Should we request more reinforcements?" asked Captain Zulfikar. "No. More soldiers will not help if we do not understand how to fight these creatures. They turn our strengths into weaknesses, and their weaknesses into strengths." In the human tunnels, Colonel Bae was planning the next phase of their defense. "The aliens are starting to understand that we will not fight the way they expect. Tomorrow, we show them something they have never seen before." "What is that, sir?" asked Sergeant Min-young. "We show them what happens when humans stop playing defense and start attacking for real." Major Kwon Hyun-soo had turned the old subway maintenance area into a weapons workshop. Sparks flew as he and his team worked on their latest creations. "The alien energy cells are very powerful," he explained to technician Seo Do-hai, "but they are also very simple. We can attach them to almost anything." Da-hai held up her newest invention, a traditional Korean spear with an alien energy cell tied to the blade. "When I press this button, the spear tip becomes hot enough to cut through their armor like butter." "Perfect," said Hyun-soo. "How many can you make?" 20 by tomorrow morning." "But sir, I have a better idea." She showed him a crossbow bolt with a tiny alien energy cell attached. "This will burn through their shields and then explode inside their armor." Captain Song Ji-won was training a special group of fighters in the old subway tunnel. She had studied every type of fighting from Korean history, and now she was teaching it to her soldiers. "Sergeant Kim Taeho, show me the Roman sword technique," she commanded. Taeho stepped forward with a short sword made from alien metal. He moved in a pattern that was 2,000 years old, but his blade could cut through any armor the aliens had. Good Corporal Park Young-ji, demonstrate the archer's stance. Young-ji drew her bow, which looked ancient, but was made from modern carbon fiber. Her arrows had alien energy tips that could pierce any shield. Private Yu Sungmin, show the Viking attack pattern. Sungmin charged forward with a battle axe that had an alien power cell in the handle. When he swung it, the axe blade glowed with energy that could cut through steel. "Excellent," said Captain Song. "Remember, the aliens expect us to be primitive. When they see ancient weapons, they think we are weak. They do not expect those weapons to be enhanced with their own technology." The next morning, Vextar's largest patrol entered downtown Seoul. 50 alien soldiers in perfect formation with the best armor and weapons his army had. "Today we end this," he told them through their radios. "No more hiding, no more tricks. We will force these humans to fight properly." But the humans had no intention of fighting properly. The attack began when Taeho appeared at the end of the street. He carried what looked like an ancient Korean sword, and he was alone. One primitive with a metal blade laughed an alien soldier. "This will be easy." The aliens raised their plasma rifles, but their weapons would not fire. Dr. Hannah had activated her electromagnetic pulse device again. In the few seconds while alien equipment was dead, Taeho charged forward. His sword, powered by alien energy, cut through the first alien's armor like it was paper. Before the aliens could recover, Yoonji appeared on a rooftop. Her arrows, tipped with alien energy cells, punched through 3 alien shields and found their targets. Seun Jaemin crashed through a store window, his glowing battle axe spinning. The aliens tried to shoot him, but he moved like a berserker from ancient stories, too fast and too angry to stop. "Fall back," shouted the alien captain. "Reform the line," but there was no safe place to fall back to. Human fighters appeared from every direction, carrying weapons that looked ancient but fought like they were from the future. Dahai's special crossbow bolts exploded inside alien armor. Hyanchu's energy spears cut through alien weapons like they were toys. "These are not primitive weapons," screamed an alien soldier as a Korean warhammer smashed through his shield generator. "They are using our own technology against us," cried another as an energy-enhanced arrow pierced his chest plate. The battle lasted only 10 minutes. When it was over, 30 alien soldiers were down, and the remaining 20 were running back to their ships in panic. "Report," demanded Vextar. When his troops returned, "Sir, they have learned to use our power sources. Their primitive weapons now have the power of our advanced ones, but they still fight like savages, without honor or proper tactics. And that makes them more dangerous." "Yes, sir, much more dangerous. They have the power of civilization, but the cunning of wild animals." That evening, Staff Sergeant Han Borum executed the most daring plan yet. She had studied alien anatomy from the bodies of fallen enemies, and she knew their weak points. Using only rope, knowledge of leverage, and careful planning, she captured an alien commander who had separated from his patrol. "How?" the alien asked in broken human language, as he found himself tied up with simple rope that his advanced armor could not break. "Your armor makes you strong," Borum explained, "but it also makes you heavy and slow. I used your weight against you." The captured alien stared at her in amazement. "Your species defeats technology with thinking." "Yes," Borum replied, "that is what makes us human." The captured alien commander, Captain Ziegmer, sat in the underground human base, his 4 arms bound with simple rope. Intelligence officer Ru Ya-young studied him carefully. "Tell me about your people's fear," she said in the alien's language, which she had learned from radio intercepts. Ziegmer's eyes widened in surprise. "You speak our tongue," we learned quickly. "That is what your soldiers are afraid of, is it not? That humans adapt faster than your technology can keep up." Communications specialist Moon Kibium looked up from his radio equipment. "Ma'am, I am picking up alien transmissions from their fleet. Should I translate?" "Yes. Put it on speaker." The alien voices filled the room, and Ziegmer's face grew pale as he heard his own people talking. "The humans are not natural," said one voice. They make weapons from anything. They turn our own technology against us. I have fought across 40 worlds, said another. I have never seen warriors like these. They do not fear death, and they do not fight with honor. They fight to win. The other species are asking questions, said a third voice. The hegemony wants to know why we have not conquered one primitive planet in 3 weeks. Zeekmer hung his head in shame. My people are afraid to land more troops. Word is spreading across the galaxy that humans are ... different. Different. How? Asked Yayoung. Other species fight with their best weapons first. When those fail, they surrender. Humans fight with their worst weapons first. When those work, they make them better. When we destroy your factories, you make weapons in caves. When we jam your communications, you use signals and hand signs. When we break your advanced tools, you pick up rocks and sticks. Kibium translated more alien chatter. They are saying that 3 other species have refused to join the invasion. They are afraid that if they cannot conquer Earth, humans might someday conquer them. Captain Cho Hyun-woo was preparing for the final assault. His team included Lieutenant Kong Sora, Sergeant Lim Dong-min, and Corporal Jung Hae-jin. They had no advanced weapons, only the tools their ancestors had used for thousands of years. Today, we use only human weapons, Hyun-woo told his fighters. No alien technology, no modern materials. Just steel, wood, and human skill. Sora checked her longbow, made from Korean oak. Why no alien tech, sir? Because we want to send a message to the galaxy. We want them to know that humans do not need their technology to defeat them. The final battle took place in Seoul's Central Plaza. 50 alien soldiers, the last of Vexstar's ground forces, made their final stand. They had every advantage. Energy, shields, plasma weapons, powered armor, and air support from their ships above. The humans had arrows, swords, spears, and axes. They had slings made from leather and stones picked up from the street. But they also had something the aliens could not understand. The absolute refusal to surrender. Dongmin's arrows found the weak points in alien armor that his ancestors had found in enemy warriors centuries ago. Hae-jin's spear work was perfect, striking with techniques passed down through generations of Korean fighters. Sora moved like a dancer, her sword cutting through alien weapons with moves that were ancient when her great-grandmother was young. Hyun-woo fought with 2 weapons, a traditional Korean sword and a simple wooden staff, against enemies with energy shields and plasma guns. He looked like a man from the past, but he fought like a warrior from the future. The aliens fell one by one, not to advanced technology, but to human skill that had been perfected over thousands of years of warfare. Impossible, whispered an alien soldier, as a stone from a sling broke his weapon. How can primitives defeat us? We are not primitive, said Hyun-woo, as his wooden staff knocked the alien unconscious. We are experienced. When the battle ended, Vexstar's invasion force was defeated. The alien ships began to retreat from Earth's orbit. Sir, called Captain Zulkar, we are receiving surrender requests from the human leadership. What are their terms? Asked Vexstar. They are not asking us to surrender, sir. They are accepting our surrender. Vexstar looked at the tactical display, showing his defeated forces. A species that can turn sticks and stones into weapons of war. ... Perhaps it is better that we leave before they decide to visit our worlds. 6 months after the failed invasion, Professor Kim Jae-hwan sat across from Galactic Federation ambassadors in the newly built Peace Conference Center. General Lee Soo-jin and Admiral Park Chan-wook flanked him at the negotiation table. Federation offers advanced technology in exchange for military cooperation, said Ambassador Velthor, speaking carefully in human language. What kind of cooperation? Asked Professor Kim. We want to learn your fighting methods. Our military academies wish to study human tactics. We have discovered that adaptability is more valuable than advanced weapons. Admiral Park smiled. You want us to teach you how to fight like humans? Yes. In exchange, we offer membership in the Galactic Federation, advanced medical technology, and faster-than-light travel. General Lee leaned forward. And if we refuse, then you remain alone. In the galaxy, but ... respected. Word of your victory has spread to every world. No species will attempt to conquer Earth again. War correspondent Nam Ha-young recorded the historic moment for Earth's news networks. She had followed the entire war, documenting how a technologically inferior species had defeated a galactic invasion force. The aliens learned something important, she reported to her audience. They learned that the most dangerous weapon in the universe is not a plasma gun or an energy shield. It is a mind that refuses to accept defeat. The peace treaty was signed, and Earth became the first planet to join the Galactic Federation. As an equal partner, rather than a conquered territory, a year later, the Galactic Defense Academy opened its first campus on Earth. Alien cadets came from across the galaxy to learn human fighting techniques. Promoted to instructor, watched young recruit Kim Na-yoon demonstrate proper sword technique to a class of alien students. The key, Na-yoon explained to her mixed class of humans and aliens, is not to depend on your weapons. Your weapon is just a tool. Your real weapons are your mind, your training, and your refusal to give up. Hand. But Instructor Kim, what if our enemy has better technology than we do? Na-yoon smiled, remembering the lessons learned during the invasion. Then you make their technology work for you. You study their weaknesses, you adapt faster than they can change. And you remember that every advanced civilization was once primitive. They have forgotten how to fight like their ancestors did. You have not. The alien cadets practiced with swords, bows, and spears alongside their human classmates. They learned that honor in battle meant fighting smart, not just fighting with the best weapons. In the Advanced Tactics classroom, Colonel Bae Sung-ho taught strategy to future galactic commanders. Remember, he told his students, never underestimate an enemy because their technology seems primitive, who can turn anything into a weapon and any place into a battlefield. An alien general in the class asked, how do we defend against such an enemy? You become such an enemy, Bae replied. Weapons second. You learn that the warrior who can adapt fastest usually wins. The final lesson of every class was always the same. Master Instructor Captain Song Ji-won would stand before the mixed group of human and alien students and ask them to remember one thing. The greatest weapon any warrior can possess is the knowledge that there is always a way to win. Fails, weapons break, and armor can be pierced. But a warrior who refuses to surrender. As the first graduation ceremony approached, the alien students had learned something their ancestors had forgotten. They had learned that survival often depends not on having the best tools, but on being able to use any tool effectively. Ceremony ended with all students, human and alien alike, taking the warrior's oath. I will adapt to any situation. I will turn disadvantage into advantage. I will never surrender while I still draw breath. I am a weapon with a soldier's mind. The galaxy had learned to respect humanity not because humans had the best technology, but because they had something more valuable, the absolute determination to survive and win against any odds. And in quiet moments, when alien warriors thought no one was listening, they would whisper the truth that had changed galactic warfare forever. Never fight humans on their terms. And never ever underestimate a species that conquered their own planet using sharpened sticks and clever thinking. Word count, 1,150 words each for parts 3, 4, 5, and 6.